Welcome to Spirit Manifest, where spirituality meets with transformation. Allow your thoughts, energy, and actions to create the life you desire.
Hello, soul family. Welcome to Spiritual Manifestation. If this is your first time, welcome in. And if you've been here before, I'm so glad to have you home. Now let's talk about the energy coming through today. Because whoever I'm picking up on right now, they've really tried to forget you. They've tried everything, cutting cords in their head, staying busy, telling themselves it wasn't real, it wasn't deep, it wasn't mutual. But every time they try to walk away from your energy, something pulls them right back. It's like spirit keeps leaving breadcrumbs, your name in a dream, your favorite song on repeat, your birthday on a license plate. And it's frustrating them. There's actually a lot of anger around this person right now, but it's not because of you, it's because of how hard they're resisting what their soul already knows. This is someone who's intuitive, deeply so, but they've been ignoring every single nudge, every sign, every dream. It's almost like they've closed the door, but spirit keeps knocking louder. And now, the tension they're feeling isn't just about letting you go. It's about how far they've drifted from their own truth, trying to suppress this connection. Let's pull the first card and see where this energy is headed. I just pulled the Lovers. And wow, this explains so much of what I've been feeling from this person's energy. Even if there's no communication right now, there's still a powerful soul tie here. It's like your energy is woven into their dreams, their thoughts, their emotions, especially when they least expect it. And the deeper truth is, Spirit has been using their dreams as the main doorway to reach them. Because when their mind is distracted in the waking world, it's in their sleep where they drop the mask. And that's when you come through the strongest. This person has been dreaming about you constantly. Not just flashes or quick moments, real, emotional, vivid dreams. The kind that feel like actual memories. The kind that leave them waking up feeling like you're right there beside them. They dream about being near you, speaking with you, being in your presence. They feel that pull in the dream realm, even if they've been trying to deny it in the physical. But here's the complicated part. Even though they're getting all of these signs and downloads, they've been choosing to ignore them. And it's not because they don't feel it. It's because they've trained themselves to shut down anything that stirs their emotions. This person has a deeply blocked heart chakra. They've been emotionally unavailable not just to you, but to themselves. And anytime something begins to feel real, especially love or vulnerability, they immediately go into shutdown mode. Lately, though, something has started to crack that armor. And this shift didn't come from you. It came from life. Something unexpected pushed them into their emotions. It could have been a loss, a spiritual realization, or just a moment where everything caught up with them. And when their heart cracked open just enough to feel again, you were right there at the center of it. Your energy came rushing back in, and that's what they can't escape. Now here's where it gets even more real. In the 3D, they've been actively trying to forget you, not just move on, but replace you. I'm seeing clearly that they've attempted this with at least 5 different people, and each one of those connections, all of them shared something in common with you. Maybe it was how they looked, maybe how they dressed, maybe something spiritual or cultural or emotional, but none of it was by accident. This person was subconsciously chasing pieces of you, and you probably didn't even know this. Or maybe your intuition hinted at it. But they've been doing it on purpose, whether they admit it or not. If you've ever felt like they always gravitate toward people who resemble you in some way, it's not random. They're drawn to your essence, and they're trying to recreate what they felt with you, even if they're too afraid to admit that's what they're doing. The thing is, every person they try to connect with only reminds them that it's not you. They end up more frustrated, more lost, more aware of the emptiness in their heart. You're not just a memory. They realize now you're the one that checked all their boxes, and when they first met you, they knew it. There was that moment of clarity, of recognition, like Spirit was saying, "This is her." And instead of claiming it, they ran from it. So now they're stuck in this pattern, avoiding what's real, chasing reflections, and being haunted by dreams they can't control. And no matter how far they try to drift, your energy is always waiting for them in the places where their guard is down. It's in the silence, it's in the stillness, it's in their dreams. Let's see what Spirit reveals next. I'm going to pull the next card. I just pulled the Emperor. And wow, the energy around this card is strong. It's giving control, pride, and the weight of expectations. But deep underneath it all, it's also giving regret. Because here's the truth. This person has been trying so hard to keep it together, to look like they've moved on, to seem unaffected. But behind the scenes, they're falling apart. They've been searching for you in every face, every connection, every fleeting moment with someone new. They've tried to build replicas of your energy, people who dress like you, speak like you, move like you, but it never feels right. Because you're not someone that can be recreated. You're the original. You're the source. You don't copy others. You are the blueprint. You're authentic. You stand in your truth. You don't water yourself down to fit in, and you've never needed to follow the crowd. And that's what makes you unforgettable. That's what makes you irreplaceable. People look to you as a trendsetter, as inspiration, as someone who lives from a deeper place. You shine in your uniqueness, and your energy isn't something they can duplicate, no matter how hard they try. Now, from the outside, it might look like this person is just bouncing from person to person. Maybe you've seen it. Maybe it hurt to watch. But here's the twist. Their heart has always been loyal to you. Even if their actions scream confusion, their soul never moved on. They may have physically been with others, but emotionally, spiritually, they've stayed anchored to you. It's almost like every new connection just pushes them back toward their feelings for you. And that's what makes this so complicated. Because even though they're loyal to their heart, they haven't been loyal in action. Their moves don't match their truth. And the frustration they feel, it's eating them alive. Because deep down, they know they've been avoiding this for far too long. They know they've delayed making a decision. They know they've caused pain, not just to you, but to themselves. I keep hearing the number 13. Maybe it's a date, a number of months, or a cycle they've been stuck in. But something about that number is tied to how long they've been running, how long they've been choosing distraction over healing. They've been caught in this loop, trying to numb themselves, trying to escape, trying to forget. But Spirit had other plans. Something recently cracked them open, and now they're feeling everything they tried to suppress. And here's the thing, they're waking up, like really waking up. They're feeling their emotions. They're thinking about you constantly. There's this inner fire being lit, and suddenly they want to come towards you, speak to you, be around you. And this isn't a wishy-washy energy either. This feels determined. This feels focused. This feels like someone who's tired of running from themselves. But oh, the frustration. You can feel it in their aura. It's like this inner rage at the situation, at their own indecision, at how long they've wasted not living in their truth. And what's wild is, this is someone who normally doesn't hesitate. They're used to being decisive, in control, grounded in logic. But when it comes to you, they've been frozen, paralyzed, caught between fear and desire. And now the pressure is building to a point where something has to give. Let's see what Spirit wants to reveal next. I'm going to pull the third card. I just pulled the High Priestess. And oh my goodness, this couldn't be more accurate, because this card is all about intuition, inner knowing, divine guidance. And what's so wild is, that's exactly what this person has been fighting against. They're intuitive, deeply, and they know it too. This isn't someone who's disconnected from their higher self. They're actually very connected. But the problem is, they've been choosing not to listen. They're stuck. And not just physically, not just emotionally, energetically stuck. Because they've spent so long ignoring what their soul has been trying to show them. Their intuition has been nudging, whispering, sometimes even screaming, go there, say it, feel that, reach out. But instead of following it, they keep turning to their ego. And what does ego say? It's not safe. You'll get hurt. Don't show your heart. So they listen to the fear instead of the truth. And now, that fear has turned into frustration. This person is angry, not at you, not even at Spirit, but at themselves, because they know they're the one creating their own misery. They're the one refusing to move forward, even though the path has been lit in front of them all along. And for some of you, this has been going on for a long time. That's how long they've been carrying these feelings, burying them, pretending like they're not there. But they are, and they're heavy. They honestly thought they could just suppress it, move on, let it fade. But the truth is, they can't. They haven't. And every time they ignore their inner guidance, they feel more and more stuck. And here's what Spirit wants you to know. That's what happens when someone refuses to follow their intuition. It creates stagnation. It creates spiritual pressure. It creates this constant feeling like something is off, something is missing, something just doesn't feel right, and it doesn't go away until they face what they're avoiding. This person knows deep down what they're meant to do. They know they're supposed to open up, speak their truth, come forward. Their intuition has told them this over and over again. But because they don't trust it, because they've spent so much of their life relying on logic and fear, they're stuck in this emotional purgatory. They're not moving forward and they're not moving back. They're just circling. And that's why they're angry. That's why they feel so heavy, so stuck, so unable to breathe in peace. And the longer they ignore it, the louder it gets. That's the thing about intuition. It doesn't just vanish when you push it down. It builds, it waits, and eventually it shows up in ways you can't ignore anymore, through restlessness, sleepless nights, emotional outbursts, or even physical symptoms. That's where this person is now. They're not just emotionally overwhelmed, they're spiritually blocked, and they know it. It's like something inside of them keeps saying, "You're supposed to be doing something else. You're supposed to be somewhere else." And no matter how hard they try to numb that voice, it's always there. What's even more heartbreaking is that this could have all been different. Spirit has given them so many chances, so many little moments where they could have chosen honesty, vulnerability, connection. But each time they backed away. Not because they didn't care, but because they were scared. Scared of being seen, scared of surrendering, scared of choosing something real. And now, that fear has turned into regret. Because even though they told themselves they could live without this connection, their soul knows better. Their soul knows they've been walking away from what was meant for them. And Divine Feminine, it's not that Spirit hasn't spoken to them, it's that they keep plugging their ears, ignoring the dreams, ignoring the signs, ignoring the inner knowing, and now it's catching up with them. Because there's only so long you can deny the truth before it starts to hurt. And they're hurting. Let's pull the next card and see how this energy unfolds. I just pulled the Devil. And the energy coming off this card? It's intense. Because this right here is all about karmic entanglement, toxic patterns, and emotional self-sabotage. And that's exactly what this person is stuck in. They're caught in something that's not just draining, it's hurting them. Whether it's a karmic relationship, a group of friends, or even family dynamics that manipulate or take from them, they keep choosing pain over peace. What's wild is they know these situations aren't good for them. They know these people don't love them right. In some cases, they're not even being respected, but they stay. And that tells you something. That tells you this isn't just about fear of change. It's about self-worth. This is someone who doesn't feel like they deserve better. Someone who's so used to being let down that real love feels unfamiliar, almost threatening. This person is sabotaging their own heart. Spirit keeps handing them chances, glimpses of healing, windows of connection, moments with you, and yet they keep pushing it away. Why? Because deep down, they feel unworthy. Unworthy of love that doesn't come with pain. Unworthy of something steady, kind, and unconditional. And that's not something they consciously say to themselves. It's buried. It shows up in how they reject what they actually want over and over again. And that's the cycle. That's the trap. It's like they keep manifesting the very thing their soul longs for, only to push it away the moment it arrives. And maybe you've seen it. Maybe you've watched them come close, only to pull back. Maybe they ghosted after opening up. Or maybe they sabotaged the connection right as it started feeling real. And it hurts, I know. But it's not because your love wasn't enough. It's because your love was too much for someone who doesn't yet believe they deserve it. I was actually talking to someone recently about this, about how powerful it is to manifest something and then suddenly feel paralyzed when it shows up. That used to happen to me. I'd ask for something, visualize it, affirm it, and it would come. But I couldn't hold it. I'd reject it, push it away, sabotage it. And for the longest time, I didn't understand why. Until I realized I didn't feel worthy of what I had called in. And that's exactly what's happening here. This person doesn't feel worthy of the kind of love you give because your love is warm, it's healing, it's full of life and honesty and care. You don't love halfway. You pour, you nurture, you see them. And that's terrifying to someone who's only known conditional love, who's been taught that love comes with pain or silence or sacrifice. And it's heartbreaking because this pattern isn't new for them. They've likely been doing this for years, choosing the thing that breaks them over the thing that builds them. And they don't even realize they're doing it half the time. It's like somewhere deep in their subconscious, they decided that love has to come with struggle, with earning, with pain. So when something soft and safe and stable enters their life, they don't trust it. They don't believe it can last. And so they push it away before it has the chance to prove them wrong. But here's what's different now. This cycle is starting to hurt. Not just inconvenience them, not just frustrate them. It's starting to hurt in a way that their spirit can't numb out anymore. The karmic ties are getting heavier. The fake connections are feeling hollower. And your absence, it's no longer something they can distract themselves from. It's a void. And they're starting to realize that no amount of chaos, drama, or temporary comfort can fill the space where your love used to live. So they stay in the chaos because it's familiar. And they push away the one thing that could actually heal them because it feels too big, too real, too beautiful for someone like them. At least that's what they tell themselves. But Spirit is starting to show them otherwise. Let's see what card Spirit reveals next, because this energy is rising. I just pulled the 10 of Cups. And this card just confirms everything we've been feeling, because this is true fulfillment. This is soul deep joy. It's the kind of love that makes you feel safe to breathe, to dream, to expand. And here's the thing, this person knows that's what you represent. That's what your energy holds. That if they chose to follow their heart, if they chose to trust their intuition, they wouldn't just find peace. They would find everything they've been secretly longing for. But that kind of joy, that kind of emotional fulfillment, it requires surrender. It requires believing that you deserve happiness. And that's where they're stuck. Because to choose you would mean choosing healing, choosing love, choosing softness. And when you've lived your whole life in survival mode, that kind of happiness doesn't feel safe. It feels like a setup. Like the moment you let your guard down, it's all going to disappear. So they stay where it hurts. Not because it's better, but because it's familiar. They're in this loop of pain, trying to replace you, trying to distract themselves, trying to function through the noise of regret, but it's not working. And Spirit is showing me so clearly that the only thing standing between them and joy is their own fear. It's heartbreaking because the path has always been open. The love is still there. But this person has spent so long avoiding what feels good that they've convinced themselves they don't deserve it. And the longer they avoid it, the more out of reach it seems. And here's where it gets even deeper. This kind of avoidance becomes addictive. When you've lived in pain, in chaos, in emotional shutdown for so long, your nervous system becomes used to it. It becomes your baseline. So when something real and loving shows up, your entire body panics. Not because it's wrong, but because it's new. That's what's happening here. They're not rejecting you. They're rejecting the unfamiliar feeling of finally being seen, finally being safe. It's wild because this one decision, just one, could shift everything for them. If they chose to follow their intuition, if they chose to trust the pull toward you, they would unlock the very life they've always wanted. But instead, they sabotage. Because deep down, they're still carrying the trauma that tells them love has to hurt, that happiness is temporary, that they're not worthy of staying in the light. And Divine Feminine, I know this has left you feeling confused. I feel your heart in this. You're watching someone you care for destroy their own peace and hurt you in the process. You're asking, why would they choose pain over love? Why would they stay in places that break them when real joy is right in front of them? And the answer is layered, but it comes down to trauma. This is someone who's never been taught how to be happy. So to choose joy would mean stepping out of everything they've ever known. And even though it's hurting you, Spirit wants you to know it's hurting them more. Every day they avoid their heart, they wake up in regret. They're haunted by the love they pushed away. They can't stop thinking about you. But until they believe they're worthy of this kind of love, they'll keep choosing the chaos they're used to. And I know that's hard to understand, but this is the emotional battle they're in. Not between you and someone else, but between fear and freedom, between trauma and truth, between sabotage and salvation. I just pulled the 6 of Cups, and this is our final card. And the message is clear. This is a soul bond. This is someone from your soul family. And no matter how much time has passed, no matter how intense the silence has become, their heart always finds its way back to you. This card is about recognition, familiarity, that deep knowing that you don't just know each other, your spirits remember each other. And that's exactly what's happening right now. They're waking up to that remembrance. And it's hitting them harder than they expected. They've tried so hard to move on, to distract, to forget. But this connection isn't something they can outrun. It's etched into their energy. And the longer they resist it, the more unbearable it becomes. This person is angry, frustrated, and emotionally overwhelmed. But not because they don't love you. It's because they do. And that love, unhealed, unexpressed, ungrounded, has been eating at them from the inside out. Spirit has been nudging them gently for so long, and now, Spirit is roaring. And you may be sitting in this wondering if they even feel it, wondering if this connection was ever real, if it was ever mutual. The answer is yes, a loud, clear, undeniable yes. They feel it. They've always felt it. They see the signs. They get the dreams. They feel your energy when they're alone. And even when they pretend they're fine, even when they look unbothered, please know they're not. They're hurting. And many days, they're hurting more than you are. Because they're carrying the weight of knowing they had something beautiful and they couldn't hold it. This card also brings in something else. Reunion energy. The feeling of wanting to reconnect, to rebuild, to at least see you again. With this 6 of Cups and the 3 of Pentacles energy that's been coming through, I wouldn't be surprised if you run into them, if they message you, or even if they try to find a reason to meet up. There's a longing here, a pull. And even if they're not ready to say everything just yet, there's this overwhelming urge to just be near you, to feel your presence, to come home to the only place that's ever truly felt like home. And here's the beautiful truth: what you're feeling right now, they're feeling too. The anger, they feel it. The sadness, they feel it. The love, the longing, the questions, they feel it all. You two are so deeply connected that your emotions mirror one another. If you wake up thinking about them, it's because they're thinking about you. If you suddenly get overwhelmed with emotion, anger, love, grief, it's because you're picking up on their energy. This isn't just in your head. This is spiritual communication. This is energetic truth. So when you ask yourself, why are they still in my heart? It's because you're still in theirs. And until they learn how to trust their heart and step into the love that's been waiting for them all along, they'll keep feeling this pull. But the difference now, they're no longer numb to it. They're feeling it fully. And that changes everything. Okay, this feels like a beautiful place to close the reading. If this message lit something up in you, don't forget to hit that like button on your way out. And if you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe so you don't miss the next reading we share here. You're not imagining this. This connection is real. And the more you stay rooted in your truth, the more the energy around you begins to shift. Keep holding your light. Keep trusting what you feel. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now, soul family.